Hello and welcome back to RMU Live. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, and I'm Nathan Kingston.
And I'm Sam Goldberg. Here's what's happening now.
On to our first story. On Monday, the 8th, a bank robbery happened in Pittsburgh. It happened just before 9:30 a.m. At the First National Bank on 4th Avenue and Wood Street. Police stated that the robber indicated he had a gun and wanted money, but no one saw the gun. Because of this, the bank closed temporarily, with many customers angered. The robber escaped on a bus, but he was caught by the police when he got off and got arrested in Middletown. It still isn't clear how much money was stolen, although the police are still investigating and the charges are pending. In other news, the National Transportation Safety Board made its final report on the tragic chain reaction crash that happened 2 years ago on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The crash on the snowy January 5th, 2020 involved a coach bus, a FedEx tractor trailer, and 2 UPS tractor trailers and 1 car. The NTSB investigators determined it was speed that was the factor, and one that was speeding was the coach bus driver. The driver had failed to slow down on the wet roadway, which led to a loss of control over the bus.
The demolition of the Fern Park Bridge is still going on. The demolition team that is on site is starting to ramp up the cleanup process. However, in which the bridge collapsed. It's hard to get large machinery down to help clean up the mess. The collapse left behind. Quote, the way the bridge fell, there is a lot of things on top of one another, and obviously you just can't lift them up and move them. It requires large pieces of machinery, said PennDOT District 11 District Executive Cheryl Moon-Siriani. There was no reportable timetable when the cleanup will be finished. New reports of how the bridge collapsed have came to light. According to the National Transportation Safety Board's initial inspection of the collapse, they deemed that the Squirrel Hill side, or the west side of the bridge, began the initial collapse of the bridge. After reviewing the footage even more, the NTSB deemed that their initial report was correct. The investigation is expected to be a lengthy process, but safety recommendations for the next construction will be released as well.
Last week at the University of Pittsburgh, in the Politics of Water class, a visiting lecturer made a comparison to mask wearing to the Holocaust. There were many Pitt students that said they were very shocked when the lecturer, Vasil Rakodhuze, said the comparison. Pitt spokesman stated, and I quote, "We encourage the Pitt community to report incidents like this so the university can assess the situation and promptly respond," end quote. The speaker apologized to students in the class by email, and as of right now, it is still isn't clear if the instructor is facing any penalty from the university at this time. A priest from Fayette County has been accused of inappropriate behavior with a teenager and has now left the parish. The allegation was made against Pastor Father Douglas Dorlia from Saints Cyril and Methodist, involving a 19-year-old. The leader of the church were made aware of the allegation January 24th and then notified the authorities immediately. The priest was relieved of his duties and was placed on administrative leave. Then the next day, Delora resigned from the church. This is the 4th priest in 17 years to have been revealed of their duties and similar claims.
The mayor of Pittsburgh, Ed GAINEY, has announced that Lee SCHMIDT will be the new director of public safety. This announcement comes as no surprise, as SCHMIDT has over 20 years of experience in the public safety field and did tremendous work during the pandemic. Mayor Ed GAINEY said, quote, "Lee SCHMIDT brings a tremendous range of experience across decades of public service, as well as a deep commitment to creating greater safety, accountability, and equity to our Department of Public Safety," end quote. Speaking of the new mayor, Ed GAINEY, his new transition team has came up with community forums, and online engagement portals. What these will do is allow Pittsburgh residents to have their say in the work and policy recommendations for the transitional team. These portals will allow the transitional team to see what Pittsburgh residents want to see for the upcoming year and beyond. To participate, go to www.tcgmysocialpinpoint.com/GAINEY-transition.
As of yesterday, Governor Tom Wolf has delivered his 8th and last budget address to the General Assembly. The budget will have no tax, but will have a large increase in spending for education. Wolf had addressed the state lawmakers for the first time, and he declared that when he came into office, he had inherited a budget deficit. But with the budget address, he will be leaving the state in good financial shape. Also, the governor's budget is the starting point of the negotiations of minimum wage, and what the final numbers will be are still in the air. In other political news, there was a state hearing on Monday morning that could be the start of legalizing the adult use of marijuana in Pennsylvania. The Senate's Law and Justice Committee were hearing from many district attorneys that stated that small-time use is not prosecuted as a drug offense. Many want to legalize marijuana, but many attorneys still want to keep it banned due to the drug problems that are seen from other states that legalize it. It took years to have medical marijuana approved in Pennsylvania, but it could go faster due to the fact that it'll be a total of $500 million to $100 billion in tax revenue.
Other news, a local high school has created a hair salon in their own school. Perry High School created the hair salon for Career and Technical Education Month and Black History Month for the school. It will jumpstart the careers for students at Perry High School. Students will learn skills to become licensed cosmetologists, and they can even get paid to work during their senior years. This is incredible work being done from Perry High School, and hopefully this will be a trend happening across America.
A 21-year-old man was killed on a head-on crash in Washington County. The crash had happened on Route 66 just after 10 a.m. The man was identified as Michael Signor and he was driving his Chevy Equinox when for some reason he swerved to the other side of the road and hit a pickup truck head-on. Signor was also not wearing his seatbelt. The 62-year-old truck driver was hurt but is expected to be okay. The road was shut down in both directions until emergency officials reopened it around 12:30 p.m. The Winter Olympics is happening right now in February, and the U.S. is already winning some Olympic medals. As of right now, the U.S. has 1 gold, 5 silver, and 1 bronze for a total of 7 medals. This is currently the U.S. is currently in 5th place in the medal race, and they are only going to get more with all the other star events the U.S. will have done in the past.
The 2022 Olympics are officially underway in Beijing. Team USA is made up of more than 220 athletes from across the country, and experts say there is a lot we can learn from them. When it comes to a healthy diet, Mandy Gaither has more on how you can eat like an Olympian in today's Health Minute.
Going for the gold. Athletes now seeing action in Beijing, hoping their hard work leads to victory. And you can win too when it comes to healthy eating habits if you view food as fuel.
What this means is generally a diet rich in carbohydrates, which gives them the preferred fuel for their muscles and their brain when they exercise. And they want protein to help repair muscles and sometimes build muscle, and fats, which are important for vitamin absorption and just to feel full after meals.
Cleveland Clinic psychologist and registered dietitian David Creel says athletes choose specific foods that help them stay both mentally and physically healthy. He says we should all strive to eat like an Olympian. That means eating things like lean proteins, fresh produce, whole grains, and healthy fats like avocados or nuts. Creel says the timing of meals is also important. He suggests not skipping meals and eating in moderation. Another part of being healthy, making sure you stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and give your body the rest it needs.
If someone doesn't sleep well, they get up late, they skip breakfast, they make poor choices throughout the day, or they may overeat late at night.
Creel says food plays a huge role in your health, and nourishing your body can help you succeed. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Creel says sleep is crucial for everyone, even if you're not an athlete. How much you need each night depends on your age. The CDC recommends that those over 18 get at least 7 hours per night.
Sam, it looks like we are going to be for a warm one today.
That's right, Nate. Jackie Rasta's in the weather studio to give us a look at what's going on. Jackie, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm really glad that the weather is looking up because then at least one of us looks good today. For today's forecast, it's going to be a high of 48 degrees and a low of 23. Humidity is going to be at 47%, and there's just going to be a 1% chance of rain today. For our hourly today, At 3 p.m., it's going to be sun with some clouds at 46 degrees. At 6 p.m., it's going to get dark but stay clear at 42 degrees. And at 9 p.m., it's going to stay dark and clear at 39 degrees. For tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 38 degrees and a low of 25. Humidity is going to be at 70%, and there's going to be a 40% chance of rain tomorrow. That's all for weather right now. Let's go back to the desk.
Thank you, Jackie. And you smell that? Smells like the fish fry. The fish fry is just around the corner, and the deadline to obtain a permit to hold a fish fry is coming up fast. Fish fry sponsors that don't have a valid health permit yet have until next Wednesday, February 16th, to submit their application. The fee for a temporary permit is $47 and should be included with the application. Checks and money orders will be accepted and must be made payable to the treasurer of Allegheny County. You can find the application online at AlleghenyCounty.us/Health Department programs.
When we come back, we'll give you an update on the COVID numbers around the state.
And find out whether Pittsburgh ranked all the best football cities here on RMU Live.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
RMU Live. We're going to be moving on to COVID numbers. On to the larger side of things, but not too far, Pennsylvania as the whole is still facing COVID cases statewide. In fact, as of right now, the amount of negative cases to positive cases is more than double, with probable cause cases also dropping to about 400,000 this month. Also, the total vaccinations administered in PA is just over 18 million. To add to this, in Allegheny County, where we are, there is just over 19,000 people who have a case of COVID, whether that be positive, negative, or just probable.
Moving on now to COVID numbers at Robert Morris University, they are low, and the staff and student body is doing a great job of keeping it that way. There are currently 4 students and 7 staff in isolation. This means that they have tested positive for COVID-19, and there are 11 staff and 11 students in quarantine. That means that they are just awaiting test results, or they have been a close contact to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19.
Well, it is no secret that Pittsburgh is one of the best football towns in the area and in the NFL. As of right now, according to Wallet Hub, they are saying that Pittsburgh is one of the best football cities and places. According to Wallet Hub, Pittsburgh is the best city for football fans, while Dallas, Green Bay, Boston, and LA round out the top 5. Pitt is also tied with Green Bay for the city with the most engaged fan. Wallet Hub got all the results comparing 245 cities based on the number of NFL and college teams, stadium capacity, and fan engagement.
Now, Nate, Now the effort level of fans in Pittsburgh is in no doubt in question. But over the weekend, the Pro Bowl happened, and the lack of effort we have seen in this game is just downright bad. I mean, all the athletes are there just to get a check, and that's it. It's not a good look for the NFL that their top athletes are not trying in the Pro Bowl. I think it's time to move the Pro Bowl to the middle of the season. Like you see the NHL and MLB have their All-Star game, and we can finally see a competitive Pro Bowl game again. All I want to see is just a punter get laid out on the field.
Well, Sam, it was a busy weekend in the NFL and for RMU Sports.
That's right, Nate. Bethany Naughton is at the sports desk to break it all down for us. Bethany, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Football lovers, it's time to get rowdy. As most of you know, the Super Bowl is going to happen this Sunday. Los Angeles Rams will be taking on the Bengals at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles at 6:30 p.m. The two teams have had an impressive record. Cincinnati with 13 wins and 7 losses. Rams with 15 wins and 5 losses. Now for the really big question. Will the Bengals claw their way through the Rams, or will the Rams ram their way through the Bengals? Let's pass it down a little farther to the Pro Bowl. The AFC beat the NFC with the score of 41-35. This will be the 5th time in a row that the AFC has won. Finally, everyone's favorite game is happening, which is the Puppy Bowl. It will be with the fluffiest and sweetest animals you can get. Get ready to cheer on the puppy players of the Team Rough and Team Fluffy as they give it their all. And then skating along, let's take a look to see what happened on the ice in the NHL All-Star Game.
John Gibson, a big reason why the Ducks, Ray, have had a resurgent season.
Playing defense, so I gave it, to my guys. I was going to have to play a little defense, but so anyway, you know what? It's just fun to see these guys have fun because it's, not stressful.
Doesn't seem to fit, does it? His dad's from Dallas, and Troy Terry is actually named after Troy Aikman. And there's another goal and a 2-goal lead for the Metro with 2:20 to go. Jake Gensel, first, number 7 p.m. The Maple Leafs and the Canucks for the St. Louis Blues. Brother Matt was also in that game for Calgary, Matthew Tkachuk. And there's a goal for Alex DeBrincat of the Chicago Blackhawks. Austin Matthews has agreed it's time for the Atlantic to win one of these things. They're trying to do their part. A huge goal there for Connor. This has been a tremendous line for the Central. Connor with Kadri and Keller.
The Metro winner in the first game.
Here's Kuznetsov again, and this one's in the net. And the Metro.
And dribbling onto our next topic, let's pass it over to the basketball team, starting with the women's team. They were on the road again, playing the Milwaukee Panthers. They, however, lost their game with a score of 68-49. Mackenzie Amelia was the lead scorer on the team with 9 points, followed by Esther Castillo and Sol Castro with 8 points. They were on the road again at Green Bay, Wisconsin, and they played Green Bay, and they lost with a score of 57-51. Nina Augustin led the Colonials with 12 points. Mackenzie Amelia had 9 points, and then Ashaya Kalkenstein had 6 points. Their next game will be Friday at 5 p.m. at Peru Fort Wayne. Now, passing along to the men's basketball team, they were on the road playing against UIC, and they lost with the score of 80-75. Khalil Spears led the Colonials with 23 points, followed by Justin Winston with 16, and Michael Green III with 16. The next game, they were on the road again at IUP-UI, and they won their game 66-49. Khalil Spears led the Colonials again with 17 points, followed by Enoch Cheeks with 14, and Matthew Myers with 9 points. Their next game will be Wednesday at the UPMC Event Center, where they'll be taking on Detroit Mercy. Hopefully, they'll show them some mercy. And let's pass it over back to the desk.
We come back. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced the 2022 class. Found out who it is.
And find out what country music band is heading to the UPMC Event Center. All that
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Welcome back to RMU Live. You ready to rock and roll? Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its nominees for this year. The bands and artists that are included this year are Beck, Duran Duran, Judas Priest, Dolly Parton, and Carly Simon. You also can have an opinion on who makes it, as well as if you go to voterockhall.com. Again, that's vote.rockhall.com to cast 5 votes daily. All you have to do is make an account to cast your votes. Whiskey Myers is coming to the UPMC Event Center on May 1st. This will be the first time Whiskey Myers will make an appearance at the UPMC Event Center. Moon will be one of the stops for the Is It Comin' tour. Tickets are on sale now on Ticketmaster. Whiskey Myers has been around since the formation of the group in 2008 and has released 5 studio albums, with their latest release coming in 2019 titled Whiskey Myers.
With so much going on in the world of A&E, there's some stuff that might need cut.
Julia Wazalowski is at the A&E desk to tell what's going on in the world of A&E. Julia, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. Now in some other music news, Billie Eilish performed in Pittsburgh last night. The alternative singer performed at PPG Paints Arena and sold it out. Moving on to another influential artist, Lin-Manuel Miranda was nominated for an Oscar for his work on the Disney film Encanto. The song that he wrote, Dos Oruguitas, is in the running for the Best Original Song along with other major movie hits of the year, including No Time to Die by the aforementioned Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas. Should Encanto win the Oscar for the Best Original Sound, Miranda would become the 17th person to ever hold an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. In other Oscar nomination news, the Netflix original movie The Power of the Dog is in the first place for the highest number of nominations. The movie is in the running for 12 categories total, including Best Picture and Best Actor, among others. Also nominated for Best Picture is Don't Look Up, another Netflix original movie. Dune also holds a notable amount of nominations. The film is in the running for 10 categories, including Best Picture and Best Sound. Although it may have flopped in the box office, Spielberg's West Side Story adaptation was also nominated for multiple categories, including Best Sound and Best Cinematography. Now for some movie news from the Disney film topping the music charts and movies getting attention for less appealing reasons. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Lin-Manuel Miranda's Encanto hit We Don't Talk About Bruno is the first song from a Disney animated musical ever to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a second straight week.
I think the fun of it is that's a very universal experience of in every family there's the things you can talk about at dinner and the things you talk about when this person's not around. And so the notion of this thing we don't talk about, but we're obsessed with talking about it because we're not allowed to talk about it.
Encanto is out now on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD.
Don't move! On your knees. Now!
Another Bruno, Bruce Willis, was in 8 movies last year. All low-budget action flicks with titles like Out of Death and American Siege. So the Razzie Awards, honoring the best of the worst in movies, created a special category, Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie. The dubious honor of most Razzie nominations this year goes to Netflix's Diana the Musical with 9. including Worst Picture, Worst Director, and nods in every acting category. The winners will be announced March 26th, the day before the Oscars. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, that's all the ANU news we have for today, so let's send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Julia. When we come back, Jackie is back to give us an update on the weather this week.
Stay right here on RMU Live.
Over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out
Welcome back to RMU Live. Well, Sam, it looks like we are in for one warm week ahead.
That's right, Nate. Jackie Rasta is back in the weather studio to give us a look. Jackie, what's going on?
Well, I should have done a live water testing. That would have been pretty cool today. Let's go through the forecast for this whole week. Friday is going to be rainy at a high of 46 degrees and a low of 24. Saturday is going to be a lot warmer and more sunny at a high of 42 degrees and a low of 19. Sunday is going to be the same thing at a high of 23 degrees and a low of 12. Monday is going to be the same thing with some sun and clouds at a high of 26 degrees and a low of 9 degrees. Tuesday, the same thing at a high of 37 degrees and a low of 1 degree. To go over the forecast, for today's forecast, it's going to be a high of 48 degrees here and a low of 23 degrees. Humidity is going to be at 47% and there's going to be just a 1% chance of rain. Let's go back to the desk.
Now, thank you, Jackie. Sam, what do you think about the weather this coming week?
Well, I mean, weather, it's finally warming up. It's starting to see no snow, which is good. It's getting a little sick and tired of the snow, to be honest.
Oh, so am I. All the inches on inches on inches.
Who do you got winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, winning the Super Bowl. I have the Rams winning.
Really?
I'm not a big Bengals fan. I know Joe Burrow is going to be up there, but I would love to see Stafford win a ring.
Yeah, as much as I love Matthew Stafford, I think it's Joe Burrow's time. Honestly, second-year quarterback. I think the Bengals are going to beat the Rams. It's going to be great. But that's all the time we have for today. For everybody in the studio, we hope you have a great rest of your week. Have a good one.